five words isn't yelling in this class.
Ready? Anna?
We should do it.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You know, we just revised from last time. You remember the question that y'all have in the midterm test? Okay, let me revise it. Which are from this following sentence the most accurate in describing about Sahaba? Anybody know?
Oh, I know. I know this.
The correct one is the companion. You don't have one. You don't have it with you, right?
Choices?
The companion of Rasulullah who believed in Allah and Messenger, lived in the time of Rasulullah, see him and die as a believer also. Right? Because in the time of Rasulullah there's one tabi'in by the name of Wais al-Qarni. Write it down. Wais al-Qarni. You know the story about Wais al-Qarni? Wais al-Qarni. You know the story about this tabi'in? Lived in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This. And you know, is very obey. Wise. Obey his mother. He was very pious. One day, he went to see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's from Quran, one tribe in Yemen. So he went to see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Mecca. And his mother told him, his mother blind. So he took care of his mother very dearly, very carefully, and then obey his mom. So he went to Mecca to see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But guess what? Rasulullah wasn't there. So his mother told him to go right back.
Oh, I remember this story.
Remember the story?
Yeah, can I say it?
No, you don't have to.
Oh.
You just take note, okay? Just take note. And then when he went to the house, he almost see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam wasn't there. And then he went back because you remember mom told him to go back. So he was going back, Rasulullah came, and Rasulullah knows about him too. And you know, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told his Sahaba, if you see this man, make dua, make istighfar from him. So ask him to make dua for you, to make istighfar for you. So later on, Umar bin Khattab see him in his time. This is Wais al-Qarni. It's not considered Sahaba because you don't see him directly, right? And number two, I think this is, I give you two easy questions, common sense question. What is important to learn about Sahaba?
Can you give us the choices and we said the
To have knowledge about them, just to know their character, to remember them, to learn lesson from their life, and the other one, and practice it in our daily life. Which one you think?
That one.
I think most of you guys know to practice it in their life, right? It's not only learning, not only to know their character, but practice in their life. You can practice it now by doing the right thing in the class, paying attention, learn, right? Don't talk to one another, right, Anam? And now, number three, the following Sahaba are granted Jannah, as mentioned in one hadith. Only one hadith, right? Mentioned about 10 Sahaba that granted in Jannah. But the other hadith also mentioned saying other Sahaba's name in Jannah, right? Doesn't mean that the other Sahaba, like this one we're going to talk about, not in Jannah. This is only one hadith mentioning about 10 Sahaba. 1. Abu Bakar. A. Abu Bakar. Sa'id bin Abi Waqqas. C. Abdullah bin Ubay. D. Abdurrahman bin Auf. So which one you think is not in that category?
Can you repeat it?
Anybody knows? Abu Bakar, Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas, Abdullah bin Ubay, Abdurrahman bin Auf. Which one is not under this category?
The second one.
Abdullah bin Ubay.
Abdullah bin Ubay, Abdurrahman bin Auf is under this category. Abdul Rahman bin Auf is under this category. We don't learn about him yet, but he's under the chart of 10 Sahaba. Asram Basra. The second one is Abdullah bin Ubay. You know Abdullah bin Ubay? The leader of Munafiqin, the leader of hypocrite. He's from Medina. So, not B. B is Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas is under the chart.
Are you asking which
The
one
C.
isn't? Or
Yeah, which one isn't? Abdullah bin Ubay. Remember that. Write it down. Abdullah bin Ubay is the leader of Munafiqin. Abdullah bin Ubay, leader of Munafiqin, hypocrite. I don't know how you spell it.
So, why is Al-Qarni, he wasn't considered Sahaba because he didn't see Prophet Muhammad?
Yes. Right? Abdullah bin Ubay. This one, the leader of Munafiqin. You know the story of Uhud? Uhud, when the 1,000 Muslim from Medina, and then they went to Uhud, the mountain of Uhud. 100, right? Versus 3,000 from Mecca. You know 700, you know the story, I just revised a little bit. 700 is a Muslim. 300 lead by this man. 300 went back to Medina. See, this Munafiq. Munafiq, you know Munafiq, when they say in front of Rasulullah, say I'm a believer. When he's not in front of Rasulullah, he mocking, right? He make fun of Rasulullah, the teaching, Muslimin. That's why when 1,000 marched to the mountain of Uhud, 300, the leader, this is the leader, asked them to go back to Medina. So C is the correct one. Number 4. Who was Sahaba with the title Saifullah, the sword of Allah? Saifullah, remember? Saifullah? You know? Which one? Anybody knows? Saifullah. We learned this before. This is why I have video about it. We learned about Saifullah, Khalid bin Walid. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
Khalid bin Walid, he was, should I write down here? Khalid bin Walid. Saifullah. Sword of Allah. He was the leader of Quraysh. Right? He's the one who attacked in the battle of Uhud. But later on, he became Muslim. He became commander of Islam. He was siding with Muslim. He considered Sahaba. Get it? Okay, number 5. I move forward, number 5. You don't have much time, right? Who was Sahaba whom very close to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and his sister married to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Can you give us the choices?
It's based on the teaching last time. I give you a choice: Jabir bin Abdullah, Abdullah bin Umar, Zaid bin Thabit, Mus'ab bin Umair. So if y'all pay attention,
It was the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which one?
Last one.
Mus'ab bin Umair.
Mus'ab.
If you remember Mus'ab bin Umair, the one who preached, the one ambassador of Islam sent by Rasulullah to Medina, right? To preach about Islam to Medina. Mus'ab bin Umair, right? That's Mus'ab bin Umair. But number 5, the correct one, the correct answer is. Does that ring a bell? Abdullah bin Umar.
Yeah.
Yes. This is the companion of Rasulullah. Remember Abdullah bin Umar? Remember Umar bin, we learned about this, the son of
Son of
Umar bin Khattab, right? And who else? The daughter of Umar bin Khattab? Hafsa binti Umar.
Oh, it's Binti? Oh, I didn't know that.
If the woman is binti, daughter of. You need to remember this. It's very basic, right? Binti and bin. Hafsa is the wife of, remember? I think y'all learned about this, right? The wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay? You got it?
Yes.
That's why it mentions here that he narrates a lot of hadith. Narrates lots of hadith. This one, Abdullah bin Umar. Because sometimes he don't talk to Rasulullah, he talk to his sister. He come to the household of Rasulullah easily because his sister was there. Right? So he can ask, engage in this family with Rasulullah's family. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And number 6, who was Sahaba who came to Yathrib to preach Islam prior to Hijrah, prior to immigration of Muslim? Do you know? Sahil? Haitham. Pay attention. What you doing? You apply in your daily life, remember? If you don't pay attention, that means
I'll just scratch you something.
what you're talking is not according to what we learned. Right? Pay attention. So who was Sahaba? Sahil.
Sahaba, Abdullah bin Umar, and who's son of Umar bin Khattab.
Who's Sahaba who came to Yathrib before the prior of the Hijrah?
Yes.
I just told you.
Well, Mus'ab ibn Umayr.
Yeah. Guys, hey, write it down. This is great Sahaba we're talking about. Ambassador of Islam. Sahir, if you keep mess up, I'll let you sit here. Okay? Next time you do it, you're gonna stay there, okay? Hey, y'all need to remember this. Mus'ab bin Umair and Yathrib. So he's sent by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to preach Islam to Yathrib. Mus'ab bin Umair. There's a whole story about Mus'ab bin Umair. Who was Sahaba who got shot by arrow in his vein in the battle of Trans. In the battle of Trans. You know Trans? Khandaq. Trans. Khandaq.
Oh.
Khandaq. What is the other name of this battle?
Trench.
What is the other name of it?
Azab.
Al-Ahzab. Ahzab. Battle of Ahzab. Who got shot? Anybody know? Hmm? Wow, everybody knows that. Good. Sa'ad bin Mu'ad. Sa'ad bin Mu'ad.
Oh. Okay.
5 minutes?
Yeah,
until you're done, or I come back?
I'll be nervous.
Okay, I'll come back.
Okay.
I'll come back.
Yes, yes. Sa'ad bin Mu'adh, right? Remember?
Yeah.
He got shot in the Battle of Trans. And what happened after that?
He died.
Do you remember?
He was sick for a few days.
3 days later,
Yeah, he got very sick in the vein.
yeah.
Got shot. And you know, he used to be the leader of Medina, Yathrib, and live side by side with
Prophet.
Jewish.
Yeah.
So when Jewish accused for treason, you know Jewish treason. You know treason means Jewish
Treason.
betray treason.
Oh.
Jewish betray the Muslims.
Oh, yeah,
They have
'cause
agreement.
They had like a deal that they wanted to
Right.
push any sides to
And,
fight.
and that's how the enemy. You're gonna stay here, okay? So they want Sa'ad bin Mu'adh become their judge. They pick Sa'ad bin Mu'adh become their judge to determine what kind of punishment for them.
Didn't they have the Jewish law?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they think Sa'ad will go easy on them. Sa'ad bin Mu'adh will go easy on them. But turn out the punishment is he got killed. All of them. The treason. That's right. Don't betray, okay? Okay, number 8. Who was Sahaba who witnessed miracle of Rasulullah regarding the food that able to feed more than 300 people? Remember
Abdullah
this?
bin Umar.
Remember this?
I remember talking about
Jabir
that.
bin Abdullah.
Yeah. Hmm?
Jabir bin Abdullah.
Why? Some Sahaba also have this incident, some Sahaba, right? But we're talking according to what we learned before Jabir bin Abdullah.
Oh yeah, with like the lamb. He had like one
And
lamb.
then,
And then
and
he
those,
told them to feed the whole, like,
everybody.
Army.
everybody.
At first, he told Rasulullah, bring a couple of people with you. And then turned out he told Sahaba, announce it to them. So when he announced to everybody, Jabir bin Abdullah was confused. Oh, what? Only a couple? Oh, and he realized that this is messenger of Allah, Rasulullah, that ordered them to go there. So he talked to his wife, and Rasulullah make dua to the food, and to his wife to call like 10 bread maker, the one who gonna in charge for cooking. So this miracle happened in the time of Jabir bin Abdullah. So the answer is Jabir bin Abdullah, right? And who was Jundub bin Junada? Nickname. Oh, we go to this. Jundub bin Junada, nickname.
I don't know.
Hey. Come on, future
It wasn't the
leader.
study guide.
Hmm?
It wasn't the study guide.
Yeah, he was in the study guide.
What's that?
Jundub bin Junada. This the Sahaba we need to learn, we want to learn today. Abu Dzar. Or you can Dzar Alghifari. Right? Abu Dzar or Dar, whichever you want to write it. Now we want to learn about Abu Dzar Alghifari. You have tissue? Okay.
So how many more minutes?
Get me a tissue, please. You. Hurry up. 1 minute.
Today?
1 minute. You know Abu Dzar Alghifari? Do you know him yet?
No.
Okay, let's break down based on the name. Abu Dzar Alghifari. You know, when somebody has name like this, Alghifari means
Forgiving.
hmm?
The forgiving.
That too is from Gifar. Gifar is tribe in Saudi Arabia. Gifar. Gifar also forgiving. Abu Dzar Alghifari. Where you from? Aitan. Where you from?
What country?
What country?
Ethiopia.
Hmm?
Ethiopia.
Aitam Al Ethiopia. Ethiopia. Always with EI, like Muhammad Al Indonesia. Muhammad Al Indonesia. With II. Indi. You from? Lebanese. Malik Al-Lebani. Okay, Sahil, write it down. You missed it, right? Abu Dzar Alghifari. You know, it's not gonna enough for 30 minutes to learn about Sahaba, each one of them. So Abu Dzar Alghifari from Gifar.
Is that a G?
Hmm?
What's that?
No, what's it say?
From Gifar. You know, hey, you know how he became Muslim?
Saying the kalma. By saying
He went looking for the truth in Mecca. He heard his brother went from Mecca. One more time. His brother from Mecca, Unais. His brother name's Unais. He's from Mecca. He went from Mecca. And then when he come back to Gifar, he told his brother, he met a person called Muhammad. And that time, Quraysh, they don't like Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you know, right? Torture the Muslim. And not many people accepted Islam yet. Take note. And he told Gifar very interested. He wants to learn. He wants to see Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he went to Mecca. He looked for Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Look for Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But he couldn't find him yet. He can't ask around too, because you know the enmity, because the people of Quraysh, they don't like. That's why they don't ask. They don't ask around. If he asks around, then he'll be in trouble. Until finally he met Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he asked Rasulullah, "Can you recite the poem?" Because he heard that he had a poem. Can you recite the poem so I can listen? No, it's not a poem. It's not poetry. It's a Quran. Okay, can you recite the Quran? So when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam recited the Quran, Jundub bin Junadah, Abu Dzar accepted Islam. After accepting Islam, you know.
Back then, did they understand the Quran?
Yes, Arab. Lisan Arabian. Al-Quran is in Arabic language, so they understand.
Yeah, but isn't it different? Like,
No, most people understand.
Oh.
Right? Only some words they don't understand. Okay. Let me go back a little bit. Gifar, you know what Gifar?
Tribe.
Tribe. You know what is their habit? Their custom? Robbing. Hijack. The caravan that go across Arabian. So they're bad people. Right? But some reason, Jundub bin Junayd Abu Dzar Alghifari, he got hidayah, he got guidance, he wants to look for the truth. And then his brother told him about Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Anand, you can take it down. Gifar is a tribe that well known as robber. Well known as robber. Hijacker. Take it down.
Wait, Gifar is.
Gifar is tribe.
Oh, so who's the robber? Oh.
The tribe from Gifar. But he got hidayah, Jundub bin Junadah or Abu Dzar, he got hidayah after his brother told him about Rasulullah, and then he looked for the truth in Mecca until he found it. Remember I told you a story, but he listened to the Quran and he accepted Islam. Right? After he accepted Islam, you know the character of Gifar, very strong character. So he went out to Mecca. He proclaimed himself, I accepted Islam. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Basically, he told the people in Mecca that he accepted Islam. Guess what? The Quraysh didn't like it. The Quraysh was mad. You know what the Quraysh did? Beat him up. Nearly death. Beat him up. Beat him Gifar. And his uncle, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam uncle, Abbas bin who? Abdul Muttalib. Try to break the Quraysh, break them apart, and say, you know who you're dealing with. He's from Al-Ghifar. So after nearly death, right there, he's from Al-Ghifar. So the Quraysh stopped beating him until Abbas bin Abdul Muttalib told him that this is from Ghifar.
But they were beating up Jundub's brother?
No, this is the same person. This is kunya or nickname. You get it?
So they were beating him up.
Yeah, they beat him up. Abbas bin Abdul Muttalib told him he's from Ghifar. Don't mess with him. Otherwise your caravan is not going to go far. Otherwise your caravan, you can't make business, you can't go across Arabia. Because he's from Ghifar. You know Ghifar? Well known of? And then he went back to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And I need to end the class.
Assalamu alaikum. If you still need them, because there's only 10 minutes, but if you're done, I can come whatever you want.
Actually, I was late coming here.
So you need more
10
time?
minutes? Yeah, maybe. 3 more
Lunchtime is
minutes?
in 10.
3 more minutes, okay?
Yeah, I'll be here outside, let me know.
Okay. Okay, 3 more minutes, guys. So he went back to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and Rasulullah told him to go back to your tribe, to your people, and he preached Islam to his tribe. Guess what? All of them accepted Islam. Right? Can you read it? You can't read it, but you know what I say, right? So you can take note with it. So all of his tribe accepted Islam, and one of the rival is tribe of Aslam. Tribe of Aslam. Then he also came to Rasulullah, had accepted Islam also. And then Rasulullah SAW make dua for them. Ghifar, Al-Ghifar, Ghufirullahu laha. May Allah forgive you. And Aslam, may Allah save Islam, right? Peace. Okay, I think I need to end this. It's still a lot of story, but at least we cover a little bit about Abu Dzar Alghifari, right? When he accepted Islam, also Rasulullah SAW was smiling because this is what? This is tribe from hijacker. Okay, Jazakallah khair. I'll see you next time, okay? I will go over. I'll tell you that. Let me see your note. You have a good note. It's good. So I'm gonna ask you this one. I'm gonna always go back here. Okay, let's make dua. Alhamdulillah, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi zidni ilma ajma'in. Amin ya rabbal alamin. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.